Matt Walsh. He's really sad that Joey Chestnut
Oh, yeah.
decided to represent a vegan brand of hot dog and has therefore been disqualified from this year's Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Right.
He's like genuinely upset. A stunning fall from grace for a legendary athlete. Jesus, man. I don't think I've ever used this phrase, but get a life.
Right.
Get a fucking life. Matt Walsh also, this is totally unrelated. I just thought of it now, but the 1994 hit song from seminal Britpop band Blur, Boys and Girls.
Yes.
I feel like that's gonna be like Matt Walsh's. I'd like to like terrorize Matt Walsh with that chorus. Just like if he was in like a Guantanamo type situation, I would just blare. Sure. Girls who are boys, who like boys to be girls, who do boys like they're girls, who do girls like they're boys. And that just make his head spin right off.
Yeah.
Off its axis.
Completely lose his mind. Perfect.
All right. That's a clean way to end the episode.
Yeah.
Good night, good luck, good morning, Vietnam. See you later, folks.
Girls who are boys, who like boys, who be girls, who do boys like their girls, who do girls like their boys. Always should be someone you really
He walked out in the gray light and stood, and he saw for a brief moment the absolute truth of the world. The cold, relentless circling of the intestate earth. Darkness implacable. The blind dogs of the sun in their running. The crushing black vacuum of the universe. And somewhere 200 animals trembling like ground foxes in their cover. Borrowed time and borrowed world and borrowed eyes with which to sorrow it.
And lo, for the earth was empty of form, and void, and darkness was all over the face of the deep, and we said, look at that fucker dance.
Welcome to Heat Death of the Universe, a podcast that just wants to settle down with a nice, mineral-rich nation-state and provoke a nuclear war every now and then. It is 11:08 a.m. Saturday morning, June 15th, Korea Standard Time, year of our Lord 2024. This here a speaking is a Josh, and over yonder way, we've got Tim. Tim, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing...
Let's see.
I'm doing fantastic. I excited to be back. I was thinking, now that he's gone woke, maybe Joey Chestnut needs to change his name to Joey Chest Feeding. What do you think about that one? But otherwise, doing pretty good.
That's good, and you gotta know a certain level of lingo for that one.
Yeah.
It took me approximately a second, but I got there.
That's like Smiling Friends level comedy. There, you have to be pretty intelligent to get it.
It also helps if you saw the previously related context that we were talking about the Joey Chestnut going woke thing in, which is
Sure.
Matt Walsh famous anti-trans guy. Actually, just in his Wikipedia, I remember saw it just today. It's funny to see that it's like known for opposition to LGBT community, anti-transgender commentary.
It's pretty good.
The two things he'll be remembered for: that and his anti-Harambe-ism sentiments.
Make sure you put it on my gravestone that I didn't like gay people.
Don't forget, this is his final will and testament. Yeah, Matt Walsh. What a fun guy. Got nothing bad to say about him ever.
Yeah, no, of course not.
Let's talk about stuff. What do you say?
I'm into it.
There's no real particular order here today. So I guess let's kind of start where we left off last week.
Why not?
I guess. I mean, I think this was definitely on the list last week. Ooh, news.com.au. This should be reputable. Remote Amazon tribe finally connects to internet, only to wind up hooked on porn, social media. I love when the subheader basically just almost word for word is the same as the fucking headline.
Yeah, that's always good.
A reclusive tribe in the Amazon finally got hooked up to the internet, only to be torn apart by social media and porn addiction.
Like, why even do that? Why even have that? It's just the same. You're just repeating the same thing.
Well, it looks like news.com Australia, which is what this is, just took this from the New York Post, our favorite news source of the podcast, New York Post.
Mm-hmm. And people were kind of saying that they think that this story is fake, but New York Post says weird but true, so hard to argue with that.
It does seem like a totally fake story.
It's written in like a way where it's like it could just be like Facebook comments from like the older tribes people just being like, kids, they don't want to work anymore. They get on the dang computer and all they do is do the clicks. All they want to do is click on stuff.
Well, and of course, this is probably actually just like some kind of like guerrilla marketing, like all press is good press thing on behalf of Mr. Musk's Starlink project, right. Which ties into the story. Like it's his like fucking satellite internet tech, right?
Sure.
And he's gonna like internetify the globe. At least that's what he's claiming. Sorry
to derail this very important topic before we've even gotten out of the blocks. But the thing saying or I guess it was kind of you saying, anyways, that the news.au stole the story from, or took the story from the New York Post or whatever. But like, I've clicked around a bit to another article, which had a very funny headline. And it's credited to an author, and then it lists next to their name, like their credit, where they're from, to news.com/au or .au. So New York Post is like plugging that website as like the home of other authors on New York Post. So it's like interconnected at least somewhat. So is
it Andrew Court?
No, this is Rebecca Scanian, but I'm sure Andrew Court probably writes for both as well. And the headline to this was "Jaw-dropping penis mystery finally solved." That was the article that I clicked on.
You just take the word mystery and solved away from that. You just like
jaw-dropping penis. Finally.
All kinds of fun, like magnet poetry with those words. Jaw-dropping. Wait, what was it? Jaw-dropping
penis mystery finally solved. So yeah, if you remove mystery and solved, it's just saying jaw-dropping penis finally. So that's pretty good. But yeah, anyways.
I mean, you can't leave me hanging. Like,
I need to know
what happened.
This is about like why Greek statues have small penises.
Okay. That sounds like a well-worn, like, clickbait topic,
Yeah,
except I don't remember the reason, although I'm almost positive I've read an article like that before.
Speaking of well-worn, these penises have been chiseled off. That's what they're saying, I guess. I don't know. Anyways.
So it's just a matter of what, like, degradation of the material, or...
Yeah.
That's the mystery? That's the answer?
No, it was, like, culturally a positive... It was thought of as culturally a positive thing to have a small penis. Large penis were for vulgar and low class people.
I can see some weird race science going on in there too.
Right.
Some Matt Walsh type,
it comes up.
Thoughts.
The Greeks often presented their enemies, the Egyptians, with having large appendages.
Savages, uncouth.
With their unruly, gigantic, uncircumcised penises.
Unruly, foreskinned Egyptians. That's what I always have said.
I've been saying that for years. Anyways, back to the, I'm sure that they also have their foreskins. The Amazon tribe, they got in trouble because all the kids want to pull their butt all day.
Yeah, they say this is a tribe in Brazil. It's about 2,000 members strong. Marubo tribe has been left bitterly divided by the arrival of Tesla founder's Starlink service 9 months ago. When it arrived, everyone was happy. Someone's name, who I'm not going to try to pronounce, 73 years old, told the New York Times. But now things have gotten worse. Young people have gotten lazy because of the internet. They're learning the ways of the white people. It's funny because, yeah, it is like, this is just like sort of a sped up version of like how the internet has evolved over the last like 20 odd years, right? Like, so you've got like your Facebook complainers in their 70s. It says that this is a chaste tribe who even frown upon kissing in public. But Alfredo Marubo, all Marubo use the same last name. I don't know why there's something funny about a guy in the tribe of this sort being named Alfredo, but it just...
I had the same thought. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right, Alfredo. And it did make me kind of question the whole thing. And then you see the stuff that they're wearing, like the one guy who's wearing the weird, like, star shorts. And then the lady who's got the Harvard shirt with the thing on. Like, I know she's not actually part of the tribe, but, like, just the fact that she's wearing that, like, and the mix of just kind of like the guy wearing the baseball hat. Like, there's a guy at one point who's wearing, like, an Adidas baseball hat, but he's got, like, no shirt on and all the tribe garb. The guy's got glasses. The guy's got sunglasses. You know what I mean? And I'm just like... Some of that's not that weird. Like, they're, like, because sunglasses?
You hear the word tribe and, like, you might conjure up certain stereotypes that aren't necessarily always true.
Sure, but they wear, like, weird bone necklaces and, like, harnesses and shit. Like,
fusion, man. It's cultural fusion.
I guess my point is this is not, like, some especially untouched tribe. And
right.
The fact that they're getting onto the internet. You know what I mean? It's just like...
But you could be... I mean, I guess I would just say there's, like, degrees, right?
Sure.
Like, yeah.
Sure.
And also, like, it's almost kind of a classic thing in a way for, like... God, tread carefully here, Josh.
John, just be racist. Who cares?
Global South populations to be seen wearing things like a T-shirt that just says Harvard on it or whatever, because it's just like thrift store clothes, right? Like,
sure. They're in the video. They show a lot more. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna, it's not a fashion statement per se, and like the hat and sunglasses is like functional stuff as well. But anyway,
sure. In the video, they're showing a lot more of them just wearing normal clothes. So in the pictures, they seem to particularly pick out people who look like they're wearing, different levels of just like, traditional tribal garb. But yeah, they do like a pan across a bunch of people with the boxes of the like satellites and things, and it's a lot of people who are just wearing normal clothes that you would see anywhere. So sure, they're kind of like they live in like a small village in the middle of the Amazon forest and all this, but they're not like an untouched tribe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's sometimes the assumption with these things is like we found tribe that's never seen a white person before or whatever. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, there's like not a ton to this story. I think it's interesting in a way that it is like a microcosm of like, I don't know, it's like the like kind of larger effects of the internet in a way, but it's also like not surprising at all. Like, I mean, the headline wants you to be surprised and like maybe outraged or something, but like I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. Is that wrong?
I mean,
with me?
I don't disagree with that. No, it is definitely funny.
And it's also a little bit, maybe I've just been reading Matt Walsh's Twitter too much the last day, but it seems a little reverse racism much to only blame the white man for this.
Right.
I mean, the internet is pretty ubiquitous, is all I'm trying to say.
I mean, we invented it, though. Us whites.
I suppose.
Score one for the good guys, as they say.
Yeah. But it wasn't all bad. Initially...
Yeah, they saved someone from a snake bite or something.
Right. It said, just like it allowed them to more quickly contact authorities for help with emergencies, including potentially deadly snake bites. It's already saved lives. You know, this article, like, really doesn't... This is some serious clickbait, I feel like, because it seems to be touting a fair amount of positives here, but it's just like a couple of the elders are like, we don't want them playing like video games,
right?
And like, of course, the biggest clickbait part of it all is like porn addiction. Like, there's nothing even about that in the article, unless I missed it.
Right, and they say that like it's a very chaste community, so what they consider porn addiction might be really, kind of small scale as far as we're concerned. But
they don't even really elaborate on that in the article. Or am I missing it? I don't know. Anyway.
No, they do not.
Yeah, so it's just like pure clickbait. I mean, they just restate it again for like the third time. So it's in the title, it's in the subtitle, it's in the subheader, and then it's in like the first sentence. Yeah. It says also another issue is that because there's a lack of internet literacy, people are falling for like scams.
Right.
Also not really elaborated upon. Great writers over at the New York Post, so that's what I would expect.
Sure.
Again, a case of the headline being a little bit inflated for click's sake. Kind of like the next one down the line here, which has two kind of hilariously named people involved in this article. GOP Senate candidate Hung Kao warns of
great name.
Warns of witchcraft happening in California. We can't let that happen in Virginia. Hung Kao seems to be of Vietnamese descent. Yes, Vietnamese refugee, who also states that he's African American because he, quote, grew up in Africa too.
That's how that works. Grew up there, even though he's Vietnamese culturally and probably by citizenship. The fact that he, spent a month there.
Yeah. I had a layover in, I don't know, Somalia once.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm African American.
Where my reparations?
It's like, okay, you want to really be African American? You got to do like President Trump and get convicted of felonies. Then you're a real African American.
Right. Yeah, he did an interview with this guy a California-based far-right pastor who seems really annoying. The little bit that I sort of looked into this guy. Like, I saw somebody sort of like commenting on this article, and they were like, that's two unfortunately named people. Like, Hung Kao I got, but this guy's name is Sean. I guess it looks like his name could be fucked. It's like some German name, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Feucht. Anyway, well, let's call him Sean Fucked because he seems like an asshole.
He does look particularly fucked.
He's got like hip pastor vibes, but he's like, like a right-wing lunatic.
That's not a good picture.
He's done some protests and rallies against wokeness at Disneyland.
I know that's right. He's the founder of the Let Us Worship movement, which I guess is a big problem because they're not letting us.
Yeah, he was really mad about how people couldn't congregate during COVID-19 in churches.
But they could. That was like one of the exemptions, especially here in California. From the beginning, the whole time, that was an exemption. They let you go to church. They never didn't let you go to church.
He claims they didn't.
Jesus.
I saw some interview with him. Like I watched like a minute of it. But what was funny about it was that it was like a real like local news show or whatever. Like, but he was doing the interview like from his car, like one of those like the classic, like, put your phone on the dash and fucking rant. But it was like as an official interview with a real like NBC affiliate news station. I don't know. He just he had himself framed like badly in it and stuff. It was something kind of like just janky and funny about it to me.
Sure.
Anyway, what Hung Kao is pissed about, amongst other witchcraft-ish things, is it's a very specific complaint. There's a place in Monterey, California called Lovers Point, Kao said. The original name was Lovers of Christ Point, but now it's become... they took out the Christ. It's Lovers Point. And it's really... Monterey's a very dark place now. A lot of witchcraft, and the Wiccan community has really taken over there. We can't let that happen in Virginia. Preach, Brother Cow. Preach. What a stupid complaint, of course. It's also like, shouldn't your issue really be more like, that's like one of those like 1950s like make-out fucking your car places? I'm guessing places called Lovers Point. Like, you'd think that might be more of the issue, that these like uptight
well, I mean that is the point. It feels like being, I mean, obviously I don't need to defend Hung Kao here. He's a proud African American man. But the point of the whole thing is like they took out loving Christ just so that you can love penis or whatever.
But okay. I guess so. I guess that's implied. That I should have just taken that as implied. But also, when you see how stupid these people are in this little interview clip, like I could see them missing that point and just being mad about the technical fact that the word Jesus has been removed from it. It's like, it's kind of like, I don't care what people do up there, as long as the sign says Lovers of Christ or whatever.
Right. I mean, and the thing is that places like that aren't actually fucking named. Like, they don't have a sign. It isn't like an official place. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Just the community just calls it that. So it's like, your problem is with society. And I understand that. Because you're in a new country and you don't understand. You want to go back to the motherland of Africa, where they have places like Lovers of Christ land. Or whatever the fuck, so basically what I'm saying is that we need to get this Hung Kao back to Africa.
Get your Vietnamese African-American ass back to Africa. That's a motto of the podcast, just generally speaking.
Yeah, we've been saying that this whole goddamn time. Hung Kao believes that you should be going to Lovers of Christ Point, and you have absolutely no business insider. You should be outsider. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, finish on her face, for fuck's sake, like Jesus would have.
Yeah.
Well, there does, and then there's a hyperlink to something. I'm not. While there does appear to be some Wiccan presence in Monterey, there's little evidence that the community has, quote, taken over the sunny seaside locale. I just love stupid articles like this when they feel the need to factually push back on something like this. I mean, I guess they're sort of doing their job of journalism, even though this really truly barely should qualify as a story anywhere. But Business Insider's got a business inside, so
right,
bills to pay.
Although we do agree that maybe people are Christianity is on a downcline in the sunny seaside town of Monterey, California, but we do have to argue with Hung Kao's assertion that the nasty, evil medicine man has abducted what for each second-born child from the families of the community. This could not be substantiated after countless hours interviewing the community. Yeah, it's like, why did you even fucking take the time? Everyone knows this guy is just full of fucking horseshit. And if you're gonna say that, then don't, like, couch it in these terms, like, that way. Like, just say, like, this guy's full of shit. That's all you need to say.
Yeah. I guess that's what I'm getting. That's what's funny about it to me is like they're saying this guy's full of shit, but they have to dress it up into like some sort of respectable, at least pseudo journalism speak. But I just checked out the hyperlink that shows that there's some evidence of Wiccan presence in Monterey. It's a fucking article from 2007. Hey, my birthday in 2007, October 25th.
Hey.
Local Wiccans await a cherished holiday, Halloween.
Sure. Yeah.
Subheader, spellbound. God, people are so bad at writing articles. This is in the Monterey County Now.com outfit. And yeah, they felt the need to talk about how there are probably 5 Wiccans in the whole county or something.
Sure. Well, and I was gonna say, like, them, as you said, like couching it in these terms that like make it like they're like taking his stuff seriously while disproving it or whatever. Like,
yeah,
I was gonna say, like, it invites him into polite society. It moves the Overton window, but the only problem with saying that is that I'm sure that Hung Kao believes that, well, you know, windows are some kind of evil sorcery invented by pagans, so he doesn't believe in them.
Sort of randomly drawn quote from this Wiccan article. Being Wiccan is sort of like being gay, says Kat Seraphin, a solitary Wiccan from Pacific Grove. Who, despite having practiced for about 5 years, has only told a limited number of people. Quote, I don't share it with everyone because I'm not sure how they're going to react. Blah, blah, blah. Boring article about, I mean, like, you know, I'm no fan of Wicca either.
Wicca? I hardly knew her. Anyways.
For different reasons than Sean fucked and Hung Kao, though, probably. Oh. But anyway, moving on.
Wait, so Sean fucked Hung Kao?
Yeah. There we go.
I just put that together.
That's how you close out that article. Also, I was thinking about our boy Barack Obama Mandela just the other day again for some reason.
As you do.
Maybe we should similarly push for the Hung Kao candidacy because he's in the running for Senate right now. But
oh yeah, write him in. Write in Hung Kao. It's spelled just like you think.
Exactly the same way. Let's see here. I do love these. A fun thing to do if you're ever bored. I mean, how can anyone ever be bored with the internet? But
then you've got plenty of episodes of this podcast to listen to.
There's also that.
That'll keep you.
But if you search like China and then in quotes, but at what cost? Question mark.
Yeah.
You find so many hilarious articles, and the one that just popped up kind of recently is there's apparently this like new breakthrough in basically they seem to have found a cure for type 2 diabetes in China, but of course a lot of the coverage of this is that classic ... but at what cost, because it's China, so therefore it has to be suspicious and probably fake.
They did it communistly.
Yeah. There's this fucking guy on YouTube that I get that fucking comes up in my algorithm all the time now, who's like if you ask me, a total race traitor. Because he's very much so. I mean, he's like just probably Chinese Canadian or something, but like his entire YouTube channel is just China does everything fake and bad, basically. Like I think it's literally entitled something like that. Like every video is like part 73 in China fakes everything, and it's just like talking. It's basically just showing like cheap products made in China, but like then the extrapolation you're supposed to make is like, therefore this society is completely evil and like, you know, fucked like all around. But anyway, just I wanted to shout that guy out. You know, check out his channel.
Yeah, shout out that guy. Check him out. See, search China is bad and fake, and give it a good look.
But the at what cost thing, like, there's just so many examples of it. Like the classic one that always pops into my mind is there's a couple actually that I always think of, but one was like someone actually just like placed like two articles next to each other that were like written in the same year or whatever by the same media source, and it was like the first one was like, China's destroying the environment with its chopsticks industry. And it's like chopping down forests to make chopsticks. God damn it, disposable chopsticks. How fucking evil. And, I mean, there's maybe probably some truth to that to some degree. I don't know. But then the next article over was like, China is growing record numbers of trees and trying to like reforest desert areas, but at what cost? And it was like,
yeah,
fucking make up your mind. Do you want them to have trees
dangerous.
or not?
We want them to have the old trees. We want them to not have made those trees into chopsticks, but we don't want them to do new trees.
And another one was like,
does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, sure, within the logic of the, but at what cost people, sure. And
right.
This one I might have just added the at what cost to in my mind, but I'll just say it anyway because I thought it was funny. But like, I swear there might have been an at what cost angle to it, but it was like, man catches like toddler that falls out of like 6-story apartment window. So it was like a feel good story of like somewhat like a person saving a child's life. But then like I could just, it was so easy for you to imagine that article being picked up by, whatever, the New York Post, and then it's like, but at what cost? It's like somehow there's a downside to having like caught this child falling out of an apartment window.
The free market would have decided if that child deserved to live or die.
Right. You're quit playing God, Chinaman.
Yeah. That kid has to continue living under communist control. It's disgusting.
Yeah, God was trying to beckon him to heaven, although I don't know, to Chinese for heaven. Anyway,
oh, could be. Are they allowed? I don't know. I don't know the caste system.
It depends on where they stand on Christ Lovers Point or Lovers Point Gate or whatever.
Right, that's true.
Do they vote for Hung Kao or not? Is the question. And then there was a report showing that rent prices in China are 74% cheaper than the U.S., which is not really surprising at all, considering like how kind of fucked and unaffordable real estate is in the United States.
The rent might be cheaper, but again, at what cost?
Exactly.
The cost is, I guess, lower. The cost is a lower price.
Yeah. At what cost? 74% less. That's the fucking cost.
Yeah, that's
and then, dovetailing with that, because, there's, we don't need to like dwell on the facts and figures here. Like, if you're really interested, I'm sure you can
figure it out.
Check it out. Yeah, sort of recent poll, again, unsurprising. 60% of middle class in the U.S. say they are struggling financially, which seems almost low to me when given like, I don't know, my kind of news feeds at least. Yeah, and then there was this report that broke down state by state like what it takes to be even considered middle class nowadays, and it's kind of less and less people, folks, are saying that they qualify to be even considered lower middle class and so on. But
seems like a bad deal, folks.
Yeah, none of that's particularly like breaking news, but I just figured it all sort of like fell in together with the hey, we're curing diabetes, our rent is affordable over here in China land, but at what cost? and
Sure.
contrast that with the realities on the ground in the U.S. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Thinking about learning Mandarin. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But then, I'll find out. I'll find out the hard way. I'll find out what kind of hellscape Xi has put together over there. So,
Right.
go find out. Go find out, Tanky. You fucking Tanky.
Yeah. Well, you said thinking about learning Mandarin, and I thought about, okay, it's a remake of The Running Man, but it's called Learning Man, and it's about trying to figure out how to use chopsticks over 35.
Can we get Schwarzenegger on board? Is the big question.
Yeah. We can do a CGI like that one Terminator movie.
Right. He said he's also just nude for some reason, like struggling mightily with chopsticks,
Right.
just breaking them with his mighty muscular hands.
Yeah, but he's got to have a Greek statue penis so people understand that he is intelligent.
Yeah. But then people might confuse him for being Chinese. Oh boy. Okay.
He's no hung cow, that's for sure. Anyways,
There's this weird story that is like very much disconnected from anything else on the list, I would say. But one of the most
there's been a connection up until this point. I guess China.
a little bit, but
There's
not
China.
really. No.
Sure.
There's just like this weird trend of this is in I want to like slander San Francisco somehow, but San Fantastic Gate. .com wrote an article about one of the most unusual heists in America seems to be unfolding at Taco Bell. Subheader, they made it sound like they were talking about the Mona Lisa. So apparently there's like a particular artist that made these hideous paintings specifically to be cowed in Taco Bells across the land. And it's just become like, maybe it's like a TikTok thing. I don't know. I don't even know if I finished reading this fucking article, to be honest. But basically, like kids, like no good teens are like stealing these like very cheap looking paintings off the walls at Taco Bells, but they're like actually getting sold on the underground art market for like a pretty penny, like considering like just how like they're like on the level of like chintzy, like hotel art, you know what I mean? Like just shitty paintings.
And the pennies are prettier than the paintings, if you will.
Yes.
Like, yeah, but I get it because it's like quiche Americana bullshit. It really does look stylized. It's got the Taco Bell logo in there. This is like the era that like speaks to the kind of, millennial who I was talking about that recently about like the concerts, the events, the festivals and stuff like that are more and more like catering specifically to the millennial age because it's like the people who have the fucking money still to go and do all this stuff. So yeah, I can definitely see why these sell because stupid people with nostalgia are getting to the age where this like fits. It hits you right in the feels and you just gotta get it. And that's why nostalgia is the brain killer, folks. Like, it's just, this stuff is stupid and ugly and it's not worth this one that's selling for $100,000. Oh no, is it just $10,000?
But it also has that, I guess you could call it millennial sensibility, but I mean, it's not just, anyway, it's like, there's an irony,
Right.
appreciation, ironic appreciation going on here as well. It's like, look how fucking hideous and stupid this painting is. Sure, I'll pay 10 grand for one, but like, I guess maybe just the funny part about it is that it's turned into like a criminal scheme where people are stealing these things just straight out of the Taco Bells. If these were just like getting auctioned off like legally, I don't know if it would be much of a story. Not that it even really is much of a story anyway. I don't know. When I saw the headline, again, clickbait, but like, I just like the idea of imagining like a kind of like a net, like a well-oiled like network of art thieves, like,
Right.
like going into Taco Bells and like casing the joint, and like maybe they'll get caught because like they just look like they're like getting ready to like rob the place, like normal style rob it.
Right.
No, I'm just admiring this ugly ass artwork.
This lady, I was like clicking through her other articles, and like her most recent one is like, COVID is coming for California. It's already hitting the Bay Area the hardest. And I was like, oh, let me just double check on this. This was written like recently, like 2 days ago, talking about COVID hitting California in the Bay. Like, COVID's over, lady. Shut the fuck up. But then I'm like, oh, she loves talking about people flipping shit. Because another article she wrote is about Trader Joe's viral product that's only $3.99 is getting resold for $100. Like, she likes to write, it seems she likes to write articles about people stealing or buying or stealing things from businesses and reselling them.
It's a pretty weird niche, but all right.
Yeah. COVID is back, guys. Everyone, it's still a big deal in San Francisco.
She's also a real wordsmith here. She describes these paintings as being originally made with layered paper, crayon, and acrylic paint. The paintings possess the playfulness of Jean-Michel Basquiat or the abstract expressionist bravado of Willem de Kooning. One appears to portray a butterfly in a sky full of stars. Another resembles an abstract, otherworldly figure framed by symbols that dance and coalesce in colorful harmony. The perfect pairing for a chalupa supreme drowned in acidic Diablo sauce. You can just feel the self-satisfaction after finish typing that sentence out. You can just see the smug smile. Man. I know, it's so bad. Moving on. So, favorite politician of the podcast, Lindsey Graham. He's just, again, coming out with, like...
Lady G, as we call her on the podcast.
Yes. Screaming through a megaphone the fucking quiet parts as loud as possible. When he's not talking about nuking Gaza, he's now just saying that we're not doing this Ukraine shit for kicks, man. Like... There are trillions of dollars of minerals sitting in that damn country, and we'll be goddamned if we're gonna let Russia get them and then share them with China at what cost? You know,
that's it.
I mean, that's really it. He just said it very, very plainly on some news show the other day.
Well, I've seen Lindsey Graham speak, and he says nothing plainly. Everything has a certain panache that I think a Sean fucked would appreciate.
Yeah.
He talks like a man who's recently Sean fucked. You know what I mean?
I just always think of him in that article about him as like a kid, like singing show tunes and like wearing cowboy boots and or whatever. I don't know why I have this mental image in my mind. Is that what it was? He was like he was like one of those, the things where they say like, oh, he would dance at the bar or whatever. Like dancing for nickels at the bar and like getting smoke blown in his face, but he just like loved to perform. Yeah. We're saying he's quietly gay here, folks. Quietly in a.
Wait, what the fuck? I wasn't saying that. I was saying he was cool.
I mean, they're not mutually exclusive things.
Yeah, I mean, it's Pride Month. There's nothing less cool than being gay during Pride Month, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Pride Month, also the time when the Daily Wire really fucking goes off.
Hell yeah!
I was telling you, I got like a little bit into the Matt Walsh classic tweets and his current tweets, and which also led me to the "What is a Woman" Wikipedia, which there they mentioned that when that came out, 2 years ago now, in 2022. Of course, they released it on like June 1st to be like, "Fuck you, gay people." Very edgy and clever of them. But I don't know what there's to say about this other than to just report upon it. But you and I were already kind of talking about this, but I don't know if we were recording then. But somehow this classic tweet from 2016 from Matt Walsh, the bad Matt Walsh, the not UCB founder Matt Walsh, the Daily Wire Matt Walsh.
Yeah. Religious fundamentalist Matt Walsh.
What was fun for me about this is that I didn't understand the context of it at first. So I just saw this thing, like someone had maybe just found, anyway, it like reappeared again somewhere, like in some Reddit or something. And he tweeted, I would kill every ape in the world to save one human because humans are more important. This is a very simple concept, folks. And of course, like a ton of people responded to him and gave him shit for this. But this all of course came out of the Harambe incident, which I paid very little attention to at the time. I think this was on a Reddit that was like clever comebacks or something like that. So like
yeah.
The funny response to it that I thought made this worthwhile of even bringing up was just would you suck every ape's dick to save one human, without even putting the question mark there, just the real low effort, like fuck you kind of response. But
right.
I liked it. And I also liked to picture Matt Walsh really thinking hard about it, like a deep thought experiment.
Yeah, he's trying to every ape, I mean
there's a lot
I
of
take
apes.
Breaks.
And then as some
is there time? You know?
As some pedantic type people also pointed out to him, like, you know, Homo sapiens, us, are also technically apes. So then you factor that in, and it's like, that's a lot of dicks, folks.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so Matt Walsh.
And they're not all hung like Greek gods, you know. Some of them some of them are two-handers, if you will. Although apes are kind of famously not well hung. Apes have small penises for their body size.
Harambes, yeah, gorillas. The proportions are way off.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're correct. Their anatomy is correct for themselves, right? You know, they're not off. Shouldn't otherize gorillas as if they have to have, you know. But yes, they're just
no. Every mammal should have an impressive pornographized sized genitalia.
Their penis should match, their size. It should be around the same size. I saw something where it was like saying like, like 2 great whales. Something was like the size of 2 great white whales or whatever. And, you know, someone had their snappy comeback of like, Americans would do anything but the metric system. And it's like, you know, the size of a whale's penis, measuring things with the size of a great whale's penis or whatever.
Oh shit. I gotta click away from fucking Matt Walsh's Twitter.
It's a good idea.
But it did
did you see the... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, it was just... It made me remember the fucking Mr. Burcham show where, you know...
Oh, no,
like,
save that.
well, like how they denigrated like the Jedi guy, right? So Matt, I just saw a tweet Matt Walsh just wrote recently that was just like, every Star Wars film has been shit. The last good one was in the Reagan administration. Like,
hell yes.
But, you know,
hell yes, brother. He's
Daily Wire, and Burcham is Daily Wire, etc. But anyway, that's all.
Get hetero. Did you see the clip I sent you about with Felix on Felix from Chapo on Hassan's stream?
No. When? Oh, sorry. I don't know. I just really don't remember.
Sent it to you like 2
this.
days ago. But here I'll.
Well, what's up with that?
He was talking about Brianna Wu, and
oh right, that's someone who we should talk about actually. But anyway,
yeah. So I don't know if you've like heard or seen. She's been kind of going crazy.
Yeah, a little bit.
But like, it's just, you talk about, you know, saying the quiet part out loud or whatever. Like, Felix kind of does get there here in a way that I just, like, thought was, like... And I don't even know what people's, like, opinion of this was. Because I just listened to it or whatever. I see someone saying best riffer in the game or something about it. But, like, Felix is pretty openly just saying, like, oh, you know, she got attention during Gamergate and everyone just like paid attention to her or whatever, but can't we all just agree that like she's not a real person who has an internal monologue or whatever? And it's just like, you're kind of giving it away that it was like, oh, well, in Gamergate we had to pay attention to her because it was like, oh, she's a woman getting bullied and we have to just pretend like we care because that's what we're due right now. But actually, this is a crazy person that no one respects or likes. And now that we don't agree with her politics, like, we hate her. And it's almost like getting close to that thing where it's like you misgender people if you don't like them. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I don't like this person, so it's okay to like misgender them. It's like fuck, man. Like, I don't know. It seems very odd. But I do agree that Brianna was like kind of crazy or whatever, and she is a bit off the deep end. But she always has been crazy. And I wasn't doing the like, you know, oh, gotta respect her during Gamergate thing. And now I can say out loud because I don't like her politics that actually she's a crazy fucking freak. It's just, yeah, I thought it was kind of lame.
Yeah, I can't. I'm like, it's one of those things where like I know she did something that really sucks, but I can't even articulate it anymore.
I think she's pro-Israel. Is like the main
that's
right
basically
now.
it, and like there it was like there was like Brianna on Brianna violence because it was like she was talking like a lot of massive shit about Brianna Joy Gray, I guess. At some point, at least I feel like I read that. I don't know. My brain is too fucking saturated with all this shit, and I'm just so tired. I can't take it anymore. The weight of the world on my shoulders with all this clickbait.
Are you just so tired of all these Star Wars?
Thank you for the yes. I
Speaking of Matt Walsh,
yes, that's a solid UCB reference that I appreciate. Say I'm your mama. Okay, and what else is going on in the world? I'd say just like pour one out for I guess now former member of European Parliament Claire Daly, who was a very cool person. She lost her seat in the recent EU elections. She's genuinely like a very positive voice for sanity in especially in like sort of geopolitical matters, i.e. Ukraine, i.e. Israel. And she got the boot, basically, because she's a real rabble-rouser, and I'm sure there was probably some concerted effort to keep her out this time around. I was always surprised that she was there in the first place, because she would, like, give no fucks and, like, call out everyone to their faces, and I mean, I'm sure she'll still like continue to be like, you know, she's fairly well known. I feel like I've seen like felt like every other day like some sort of clip of her would like go, you know, semi-viral, at least within maybe like my echo chamber or whatever. But anyway, just thought that's worth mentioning, and also apparently like the EU is taking quite a hard rightward turn because people, you know, all sorts of reasons, the young people disaffected, the economies,
they're all hooked on internet porn.
Going to shit, all being hooked on internet porn. Yeah,
don't like it.
A lot of it too is just like it's just this. It almost makes me pine for the days when like the culture war shit was just about like abortion and gay marriage. Now it's just so much. Now it's all Matt Walsh clones fucking going off. You know what I mean? Like it's worse than ever in some ways. And like, because I don't know, I read this like sort of longish article about like the EU rightward turn or whatever, and yeah, a lot of it was just like basically kind of whatever. I guess you could shorthand them as Reddit guys or whatever, just terminally online guys who don't feel seen, and so like they turn towards like Fuentes Nazism because they're the only people who understand their feelings about being a marginalized white man in this crazy transgendered world or whatever the fuck. I guess I'm just saying like that's like what's like wielding a lot of this, like it's like getting people on board. The other thesis statement of the article was like the right knows how to meme better and like TikTok better.
Yeah, of course.
But anyway,
we all see it. We all love it. We all think it's great. The right-wing memes that are like inscrutable and you can't fucking tell what's going on.
What that article is that notion has always seemed really stupid to me, but then again that just shows how much I'm not based and I don't get it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Unlike cool based right wingers like Javier Milei, who this is a little bit of an overstatement, but it was described in the True Anon Reddit here as anarcho-capitalist president of Argentina admits that anarcho-capitalism is a really stupid idea. And it's just like this brief clip of him in an interview. And I don't remember exactly what he says. He basically says something like, he's like, actually, I've got it right here. I can just see. The thing is, I would love to have an anarcho-capitalist paradise. Sorry, translating in real time here. The trouble is, if I move forward with an anarcho-capitalist solution, but another country does not, ... they may end up enslaving us.
Yeah.
Because they haven't espoused those ideas. So yeah, he's just saying like it sucks. Like it couldn't stand like any scrutiny. Like, I mean, the enslaving us part is insane, of course, but like I don't know.
But they could.
He seems sort of like a bad spokesperson for the ideology, if that's where he's coming from. But again, that's like a 5-second clip. I mean, I'll maybe give. I mean, but he's also. I think he's certifiably fucking crazy. And I mean,
Well, no.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. Well, the other thing too, like you have to take in mind that when anarcho-capitalist type idiots say like enslaving us, they mean like completely different shit than what you think.
Yeah. They mean making us have driver's licenses.
Yeah, that's enslaving. You know what I mean? So yeah.
But like Exhibit A and him possibly having genuine mental issues, so to speak, found this quote from him that I had to double check that it was real because it seems like it could be made up. Because I guess shout out to True Anon Reddit user whose handle I love, which is Bert Kreischer sucks.
Have to agree.
Couldn't
with that.
agree harder. Shout out Bert Kreischer sucks.
Looks like that might be their cake day too. Hey. No, it's not.
They posted this like sort of meme, whatever, just this picture of Millet with this quote next to him that says, "The state is a pedophile in a kindergarten, with the children chained up and bathed in Vaseline."
Hey man,
an image.
It's weird you're thinking about that. It's a weird thing to be thinking about, number one. And then number two, aren't you the head of the state? So when people say the state, don't they kind of mean you right now? Aren't you?
But I said that.
All of this is cool.
Before I was the head of the state. I'm trying to unpedophile the state.
Oh, so when you said it, it was aspirational.
And then apparently I actually didn't look into this at all, but there are, I guess, some accusations, rumors at least about him possibly being a child abuser. And I don't know, when you see his freakishness, I don't know, whatever.
Sure, yeah.
Then there was some other speculation that like, I mean, it was a very playful speculation that it was like, oh, like he fucked up his like defense of anarcho-capitalism so bad in that interview that like now the leaks are coming out about him being a pedophile. So it's like his own people are turning on him.
Ah, fuck.
And then
they're sending him to the wolves about being a pedophile because he did so bad. His game is so busted talking about this bullshit ass, like, I don't know.
He let us
I don't
down,
know
man.
It's funny, but I don't know.
He used to dress up in a superhero outfit that was like Captain Anarcho-Capitalist or whatever the fuck, and now he's fumbling his words on television.
Yeah,
But,
now that he's not talking good, we can definitely let people know that he's a pedophile. Before, it was important that we didn't let that cat out of the bag.
Well, yeah, because before he was our champion.
That's true. He was a white hat pedophile.
And just piling on for, I guess, but like I mean, we
Why not?
talked about how he's fucking up the whole country last week, and more proof of that, I suppose, is the fact that there were like huge riots in Argentina where protesters were like lighting cars on fire, and police were, I guess, not firing real bullets yet. But his saying about protesters was something to the effect of, you have two options, a bullet or jail. And
right.
Yeah. So, gotta love that anarcho-capitalist paradise, libertarian paradise of just full-on state-sanctioned suppressive violence on anyone voicing their opinion. And maybe finally quickly fire off a few here about the state of stupid AI bullshit, which used to be more of I don't know. Anyway, I guess I'm saying I feel like we haven't talked about AI in a while, and like a bunch of these articles all cropped up all at once. But remember this stupid thing? I totally forgot about this thing, this AI pin device. It's like you literally like pin it. It's like a lapel. You like pin it to your clothes. And there's another article.
Sounds good though.
It's from some AI, some company called Humane. Humane's AI quote pin is a $700 flaming dumpster fire. Quote,
nice.
It solves nothing and makes me feel stupid. End quote.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, some AI startup called Humane raised a whopping $100 million for an upcoming flashy gadget called the Pin. It costs $700, and then you have to pay a monthly subscription plan to use it of $24. And it basically just like doesn't even work on the most basic level. It's supposed to, I guess, just function as like, I don't know, like a fucking Siri-ish device that you can like fucking voice command, but like it just doesn't really work. But then on top of all of that, the most recent updated news on it is that the thing literally just bursts into flames and like regularly, and it's like something you're wearing on your body on top of it all. But like, they said that like when they were showcasing it to like potential investors, they literally had to like cool it on ice before they would like fire it up, so to speak.
Yeah, great turn of phrase there.
But it just I don't know. It highlights like what a fucking snake oil fucking con most of this AI shit is.
Right. And, it's all bullshit.
Yeah, and like one of the examples here of says like rather than translate things, it would just say them back to her, whoever this user was. So you'd ask this thing to translate something into another language, and it says instead of doing that, it would just say them back to you in the original language, but in a horrible and occasionally almost mocking accent. So you'd be like,
yeah, that's pretty good.
Translate this into Chinese, and it would just do a Nick Mullen impression at you.
That's good. That's good. The Cumtown AI is great.
And then, it said like someone tried to like order a copy of a book, and it just like ended up messaging one of their like contacts randomly. Like, yeah, shit like that. But yeah, then like
pretty good.
The battery just like explodes, and also the interface of this thing sounds so idiotic too. Instead of just having a screen, it has a fucking projector that you're supposed to project onto your hand.
Oh, god damn it.
But it's like, it says it's 720p resolution, and it just only projects green light. It does a good enough job of projecting text onto your hand unless you're in a bright light, and then it's just about invisible. So just like every single aspect of this thing seems like...
Yeah, this thing sucks across the board,
they threw it together. Yeah, like this is just like money laundering would even be like a step up for what it really is. It's just, the overused word of the day, but it's fucking grift.
Yeah, money laundering would like imply that like you're doing something that's like profitable.
Yeah, you're doing something. You're something else that's working that you want to that you need to launder, right? But this is just like straight up stealing people's money,
or just being fucking completely inept and stupid and can't build something good. You know what I mean?
Inept and I'm sure it's like in reality, it's like usually like a lot of things. It's probably a combination of all of the things we're saying, but like. Yeah, it's just you're stealing money from people and lighting them on fire, literally.
I mean, God, cut out the middleman. That sounds fun if you just did that directly.
What, you lit on fire?
Just robbing people and setting them on fire. It sounds way cooler to just do it that way instead of selling them some stupid ass pin.
They're doing it the coward's way. Yeah. And then apparently some Microsoft AI function online bullshit thing wrote an AI article accusing an innocent man of sexual misconduct. And so now they're being sued for that. And like, I know this
doesn't sound great.
This other thing was going around like probably a couple weeks ago now, but like, did you see the thing that was like the Google AI like search bot that was like telling people how to commit suicide?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
See that one?
I saw the like put glue in the cheese one and all that stuff.
Well, like there were like a bunch of examples, and the only one I can remember off the top of my head was it was like someone Googled like, oh God, it was like, what should I do if I feel suicidal? Something like that. And the top first fucking returned answer was, many people on Reddit say jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge is a great way to commit suicide. And then the other funny like aspect to it was like people were like, people get so caught up in this AI fucking shit, like on like there's like the AI utopians who are fucking wrong, and then there's like the AI like fearmonger lunatics also who like are, I think, overreacting.
Sure.
I mean, I'm maybe a little more sympathetic to them in some ways, but like, it's like, guys, we can understand, like, it's just the technology's bad. It's not necessarily like, like someone built into this AI program that it should tell people to kill themselves. Like, it's literally just like scraping the whole fucking internet for information. So like, of course it's going to say fucked up stuff. Do you know how fucked up the internet is? Like they even said, like they were referencing like people on Reddit are saying like, it's not necessarily nefarious. Like just laugh at how stupid our reality is and like kind of move on is the way I kind of look at this shit. But anyway.
Yeah, if you want to find out how fucked up the internet is, go check out this Marubo tribe. Half of the tribe is addicted to pornography now.
Oh man, wait till they find AI shit, AI porn.
Yeah, right. But yeah, it's like that. What is the thing with like the electrocuting the elephant to death or whatever? Was that like the Tesla thing or whatever? Like that's the level of like why you're so scared of technology, like you're buying into this weird bullshit.
I'm not sure. I mean, like I know about that as like a thing that Edison did. Like
yeah, that's what it is.
It's like one of the early motion, one of the early moving pictures ever was like someone electrocuting an elephant to death.
Right.
Like I think it went from like the very first piece of film, I believe, was like a couple like sharing like a very chaste kiss. So like, oh, that's sweet. And then it's like,
that's sweet.
It's like next clip, elephant homicide. Yeah.
Yeah. That just shows you. I mean, see, people act like the internet is so dangerous and bad now, but they kind of got there in a roundabout way. The second fucking video they made was electrocuting an elephant to death. This is just what people do. It's what we're always going to do. The internet is not what's making us fucked up.
Yeah, Harambe is just the Edison elephant thing all over again.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it's a totally different situation.
And let me tell you, if you have to make the deal, I'm taking the fucking gorilla cocks before the elephant cocks.
Yeah, if you got to make the Walshian bargain to save one human boy. Every time I hear the name Harambe, I'm thinking of something, and I'm pretty sure this is just like some Chapo related thing, but I can't remember what it is specifically. There was something going around back then that was like dicks out for Harambe. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it's a pretty big meme. It was Brandon Mordell tweeted that.
Ah, okay.
A pretty big
That's
meme.
who it was. That's who it was.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
It's all coming back to me now. Yeah, that was a...
Yeah, which is like overrated, and I know it became a big meme, but I think the best Brandon Mordell tweet was the sheriff of sucking you off, you know, but people, that's the B-side kind of.
Basically, all I know about that guy is that people seemed to like tease him a lot in the Chapo verse.
Right.
But, and that he's like maybe kind of a hack stand-up comedian, or maybe that's part of the joke. I can't tell. It's too many.
The thing was,
too many layers of irony, and me also just being out of the loop. Holy shit! I searched dicks out Harambe, and I just said the word out of the loop. Very first thing that comes up on when you search dicks out Harambe is a Reddit subreddit called Out of the Loop.
Yeah, it's a pretty good Reddit, actually. You can find pretty interesting stuff there usually for explaining shit.
It looks like there's a lot of questions about what does dicks out and dicks out for Harambe mean on Out of the Loop.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
All right.
But yeah. Anyway.
On that note, I suppose,
yeah.
Let's recommend some stuff. Your favorite part of the show, as I've realized.
I'm going to recommend pulling your dick out for Harambe. No, animal related somewhat. I will recommend the new season of Sweet Tooth just came out. I think it's a Netflix original show. I think this is going to be the final season. It seems like it.
I see a child with antlers.
Yeah. It's a decent show. It's heartwarming. It's interesting. It's got a bunch of stuff, and it's got a kid with antlers and some other weird hybrid kids.
Elephant-looking creature.
Yeah, there's like some beavers and pig kids and stuff like that. It's a fun show. It's exciting enough. It's, again, like I said, heartwarming enough. But yeah, I think it's on the 3rd season, and I think that's how Netflix does it. They at the 3rd season they cut it off. That's it. So yeah. Solid show. I would recommend people check it out. New season. Get caught up if you haven't watched the others, but the new season's pretty good.
I've been watching some shit on Netflix that I would never imagine myself watching. You know those fucking, there's probably like dozens of them, but like that genre of reality show that follows like realtors around who like sell like real, like I think that it's usually like people selling like just fucking $1 million mansions or whatever in LA or in like Orange County.
Sure, yeah, like house flippers and shit like that.
Yeah, I got fucking lost in one, and I hate it, but I can't stop watching it.
That's how it works, man.
I know, it got me. Like, you know, I told you I had insomnia yesterday, which is true, but part of it was a little bit self-imposed, where I couldn't fucking stop watching this stupid ass show. But I'm gonna recommend trying to stay away from that kind of shit. I mean, what is kind of funny about it, like as I'm watching it, when I get like, if I like think about it sort of like a meta distant way, I'm like, this is the exact opposite of like anything I would ever want to watch, or like everything exact opposite of everything I believe in the world. And like, is like, you know, like, is that why this is maybe fascinating to me? And because it's just such a foreign, just diametrically opposed like world from mine. I don't know, but anyway, I guess I felt the need to confess my sins of that suddenly. But I'm gonna recommend rapid fire. I'm gonna recommend 3 things that I haven't even seen yet, but that I've been really wanting to see, and that I've been checking, like totally legal websites that sometimes have movies can download.
If you're going to be recommending things that you've never seen, I don't think you can be telling people to check out vaginas, boobs, and your own penis. Okay?
Well, I can and I will, but I'm going to call them three other things. Now they're all movies that are coming out or have come out very recently, and they just haven't been like streamable or torrentable yet. But they all look really cool to me. There's this one called Long Legs coming out where Nick Cage, I guess all I know about it is that Nick Cage plays a serial killer, and it's got some other good actors in it, and it's people have been, it's been getting some hype in the media. The other one is this this French movie that I sort of obliquely referenced that stars Léa Seydoux, but also happens to have one Dasha Necromanskrovia in it. Maybe in a small role. That movie's called The Beast. Looks pretty strange. Sort of, it's described as a French-Canadian science fiction romantic drama. Wow,
sounds good. It's got Dasha in it, so you know it's good.
Yeah, and there's this A24, very sort of like, I don't want to say typical because that sounds dismissive, but it's very A24-ish looking horror movie called I Saw the TV Glow that I've been hearing a lot of good things about. And like, I probably check torrent sites like every 2 or 3 days to see if it's like leaked somewhere yet, because I want to watch these movies. So I'm recommending wanting to watch these movies. There's a lot of good movies coming out. The state of the world is always fucked up, but the state of our media landscape, movies wise, I think is, some people disagree, but I think there's a lot of good stuff out there.
Heck yeah.
And I mean, as I'm like looking up these other movies, it's just reminding me of even more of these movies. In a Violent Nature is this one that's been getting a lot of hype. It's like a slasher film, but the twist is that it's all done from the perspective of the killer, which is very unusual. Could be good, could be bad. I hear it's good.
Sure.
There's another movie like that just came out. It's like a Steven Soderbergh movie. It's like I guess kind of like a like a ghost movie, like a family's house is haunted by a spirit, but the twist there is also similar to this other movie where it's all from the spirit's perspective. So you're not like seeing like people jump scaring and shit. It's the more like almost like POV from like, I don't know. It sounds novel. I guess it could be bad, but I don't know. Soderbergh's a pretty good director usually. So I guess I just like threw like 5 titles out there, but because I'm just saying, look out for some of these movies. Holy shit, Fred Durst is in I Saw the TV Glow.
Hell
now
yeah.
you know it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
And Phoebe Bridgers. What is this? Maybe I don't want to watch this movie now.
Damn, that sounds good. You gotta watch it.
All right. Anyway, let's say check out the Discord, the Heat Death of the Universe Discord server, which is in the episode description, along with all the other stuff. Check out Tim's other projects at violentpeople.co, podcast QandTare, right? Still, you didn't get your way and just call it the letter R.
Yes.
And that's it, right? That's it. That's it.
Good.
And like Matt Walsh always says, I'd suck every woman's dick on earth just to find an answer to the pressing question, what is an ape? Matt Walsh also, this is totally unrelated. I just thought of it now, but the 1994 hit song from seminal Britpop band Blur, Boys and Girls.
Yes.
I feel like that's gonna be like Matt Walsh's. I'd like to like terrorize Matt Walsh with that chorus. Just like if he was in like a Guantanamo type situation, I would just blare. Sure. Girls who are boys, who like boys to be girls, who do boys like they're girls, who do girls like they're boys. And that just make his head spin right off.
Yeah.
Off its axis.
Completely lose his mind. Perfect.
All right. That's a clean way to end the episode.
Yeah.
Good night, good luck, good morning, Vietnam. See you later, folks.
The first voice recording was made in 1860. It was a 10-second fragment of the French folk song Au clair de la lune recorded by inventor Edward Leon Scott de Martinville. But who will make the final voice recording and when? What will it be? Who will hear it?